Hello and welcome to this week's live. What I'm doing this week is going to be really very simple. It's just going to be some nice gentle movements and then a nice gentle mindfulness meditation, really aimed simply at stress reduction. Sometimes life can cause you to feel very strong feelings for whatever reason, and that's when mindfulness and Qigong can be really helpful to just keep you in this moment. Because it's worth remembering that whatever else may be going on in your life, you can only cope with what's actually happening right here in front of you now. But an awful lot of stress is caused by thinking about something that happened in the past, or by stressing about something that may or may not happen in the future, all the what ifs. And in those kind of situations, just staying in this moment and keeping your mind centered right here, right now, can be really helpful, because if there's nothing going on that needs your attention right here, right now, then it just gives you some nice me time. So, just going to get myself back into the perfect position, I hope. So we'll start by bowing in. The bow acknowledges the yin and the yang energy. So left hand across your body with the palm up is collecting yin energy. Right hand across the body, palm down, that's collecting yang energy. Clasp your arms and then bow. Then step out, ideally with just your left foot. If you're a bit cramped like I am here, just have to get your feet both apart and get yourself into your best position, whether you're standing or sitting. So if you're standing, that's feet are hip width apart, and to be honest, if you're sitting, feet are hip width apart. Trying to make sure that your weight is evenly distributed across both feet. If you're standing, gently relax your knees. Then whether you're sitting or standing, make sure your back is straight and engage these core abdominal muscles with a slight pelvic tilt. Get your neck straight, tucking your chin in to make sure that the crown of your head is pointing up at the ceiling. Let your arms hang loosely by your side. And just breathe. Just get used to this position. Maybe imagine, as your hands hang loosely by your side, imagine all the weight just draining out of your arms through your fingertips, so that your arms become light as a feather and just respond to your breath. And then I'd like you just imagine that you're in a lift. This is a very big lift. It's got glass walls. You feel completely safe. But through those glass walls, you can see the most beautiful countryside. As you look out at that countryside, you feel relaxed and calm. And then as you look out at that countryside, I'd like you to imagine that every out breath just allows that lift to float down one floor at a time. So every out breath, just allow the lift to float down floor by floor by floor until it reaches the ground. And then turn your arms so that the palms are facing backwards. And then with your next in-breath, just allow your arms to slowly float out in front of you. As you breathe out, they just slowly sink down. Find your own breath and your own rhythm. And you move your arms as far as you can manage in one breath. Be really aware of any signals that your body is sending you. Don't do anything that causes you physical pain or discomfort. Remember, it's not about doing it perfectly, it's about doing it perfectly for you. Doing it perfectly for your body. Just move twice more. To the bottom, relax and let go. And the next move begins the same, with the arms floating up, then gently turn your arms from the shoulder and let your hands float out. So you breathe out, just allow them to float back in and back down. Again, find your own breath and your own rhythm only. Make the move as big or as small as you can manage in one gentle, easy breath. Small is beautiful in Tai Chi. We'll do is move twice more. To the bottom, relax and let go. And the next move is painting rainbows. So as you breathe in, allow your arms to float up. And as you breathe out, sink slightly on the left-hand side and allow your right arm to uncurl. Remember to keep your back straight, and as you breathe in, everything comes back to the center. And do the same on the other side. Do is move twice more, one more time on each side. As you breathe in, your hands come up to the top, and as you breathe out, turn your palms outwards and let your hands sweep down all the way by your side. And as you breathe in, let them rise up again. Again, make the circles as big or as small as you're comfortable with. Don't hunch your shoulders, keep everything nice and relaxed. And we'll do is move twice more. And as you breathe out, just let your hands gently float into position, ready to balance your chi. So as you breathe in, imagine you feel around a small ball, and as you breathe out, push it underwater. Just move twice more. And on the last time, as you breathe out, just bring your hands to rest just in front of your belly button. And just for a moment, stand and breathe and just let everything settle down. Just get that feeling of everything settling back to where it should be. Then when you're ready, let your hands float down by your side, bring your left foot in towards your right, or bow out as we bowed in. So, now can you get yourself seated and comfortable, or standing, or even lying, whatever you want to do, ready for our mindfulness meditation? As you're getting yourself settled, a few reminders. Mindfulness is not about clearing your mind. It's about being aware of what your mind is doing. It's also about being aware of what you're sensing, feeling, of everything that's going on right now, just in this moment. So during this short meditation, I'm going to be suggesting a number of things that I would like you to be aware of. And the first thing I'm going to invite you to be aware of is the sound of my singing bowl. In case you've never done this meditation with me before, I begin and end the meditations by sounding the singing bowl 3 times. At the beginning, the third time I sound the bowl, I let the sound die away. And the first thing I would like you to be aware of is whether you can find that moment when the sound of the singing bowl fades into silence. So hopefully you are now settled, comfortable. You can close your eyes or not. You don't have to close your eyes for a mindfulness meditation. But some people do find it easier to focus their minds on what I'm suggesting if they're not being distracted by things that they can see around them. But if you find yourself becoming sleepy, then it's probably a good idea to open your eyes up. So I'm going to invite you now to listen to the sound of my singing bowl. Be curious about whether you managed to notice that point where the sound of the singing bowl fades into silence. And now, since your focus is on your ears, can you just be aware of any other sounds that are reaching your ears from inside or outside your room? Obviously, there's going to be sound of my voice, but there may be other sounds. Sound of a clock, sound of traffic, sounds of children, sounds of animals. I don't want you to go reaching out, actively trying to listen. Just want you to be within yourself and just allowing any sound that wants to come to your ears to come to it. And avoid the temptation to classify or identify the sounds. They are just sounds. They will come and they will go, and they're actually not that important. And anyway, any sounds are going to fade into the background as you move your awareness inwards. And I'd like you to become very aware of your body and where it is in the chair or in the bed or wherever you are. Wherever you are, something is going to be touching your body. Maybe it's a bed, a chair, a cushion, the floor. Can you become very aware of anywhere that your body is being touched? Be curious about how many different textures you're aware of. And then can you get that sense of how your body is being supported? Maybe get a sense that gravity is pulling you a little further than harder than it normally does. And so you're sinking in just a little bit more than you normally would do. As that happens, maybe just relax your shoulders a little bit. Just allow yourself to sink deeper into wherever you're sitting or lying. And then I want you to bring your awareness to your breath. I just want you to be aware of every in-breath and every out-breath as it naturally happens. Just noticing what it is that you noticed about each breath, remembering that there is no right or wrong thing to notice. Whatever you notice is perfect for you. And everybody who listens to this will notice different things. Now, keeping your awareness on your breath isn't the most natural of things to do, and it's quite likely that you're going to discover that your mind wanders away, gets distracted, maybe by something that you hear, or something that you feel right now, or maybe by thoughts of the past, thoughts of the future. Whatever it is that distracts your mind, I don't want you to tick yourself off. I want you to congratulate yourself, because remember what I said at the beginning? Mindfulness is about being aware of your thoughts. Excuse me. So if you've noticed that your mind has become distracted and taken away from your breath, you're being mindful. Problem is, sometimes some of these things that our mind wants to focus on just don't make us feel so good. So when you notice that your mind has been pulled away, I want you to gently lead your mind back to once more focusing on your breath. Because right here, right now, nothing else matters except just this breath coming in, just this breath going out. And every time your mind wanders away, just as many times gently lead it back, not criticizing yourself, not being judgmental, but congratulating yourself for being aware of what your mind is doing. I'm going to give you some silence just to practice doing this for yourself. So, what are you aware of when you breathe? Can you maybe notice when you start to breathe in, What's the first thing you notice and where do you feel it? And then again, as the out-breath starts, what do you feel and where do you feel it? Maybe you're aware of air moving in and out of your nose or in your throat. Maybe you're aware of muscles moving in your chest or in your back or in your tummy. Just let your awareness rest with whatever sensation comes most strongly to your mind. And remember that all that matters right here, right now, is just this breath coming in, just this breath going out. Use your awareness of your breath as an anchor to help anchor you into this moment. With just this breath coming in, just this breath going out. Think of your breath as an anchor to anchor you into the present moment, leaving thoughts of the past and the future behind. So whatever you're aware of with your breath, the chances are there's lots of movement involved with it. But now I'd like to ask you to be curious and see if you can become aware of that brief moment of stillness that happens in between each breath. Because when an in-breath becomes an out-breath, and then again when an out-breath becomes an in-breath, just for a moment, everything is still. Can you become aware of that moment of stillness? Don't hold your breath. Don't try to change your breath in any way. Just try to notice that brief moment of stillness. And as you do, how do you feel in that moment of stillness? Stillness is something that can be very hard to find in a busy world. Our bodies rush and our minds are rushing, thinking about this, thinking about that. Problem is, if we never stop rushing and we never stop our minds from thinking, we just get worn out and stressed. So finding that stillness is really important. And you know what? That moment of stillness actually happens hundreds of times every day, whether you're aware of it or not. So can you think of your breath as an anchor to help anchor you into that moment of stillness so that when you need it, you have it on tap? Be curious about how you feel in that stillness. Can you once more to return your attention to focusing on every in-breath and every out-breath? Just allowing the breath to be natural, not changing it, but just focusing your mind and being aware of each breath as it happens naturally. And then I want you to start to let your awareness move outwards so that you become aware of your body and where your body is in the chair or on the bed or on the floor or the cushion. Become aware once more of the contact between your body and what's supporting it. And then allow your awareness to spread further out so that you become aware once more of the room. And maybe become aware of sounds both inside and outside the room. And I'm going to invite you once more to listen to the sound of my singing bowl. I'm going to ring it 3 times. I'm going to ask you, if you've got your eyes shut, to keep them shut until the bowl has sounded for the 3rd time. Allow your eyes to open if they were closed, and if they weren't, just bring yourself back to normal awareness. But as you do, keep in the front of your mind the thought that you can take this good feeling with you through the rest of the day. Okay, before you dash off and get on with things, do please take a moment to make sure that you are fully back and fully awake. You should be. Mindfulness is about falling awake. But please remember, all you need to do to recall this good feeling is to focus your awareness on your breath and just be aware of what's going on right in this moment. Thank you for watching this video. I know a few of you have popped in and out. Hopefully you'll watch the whole thing later when you have more time. These videos are free and always will be free. Feel free to share them with anyone that you know who you think might benefit from them. If you enjoy them but think that maybe you could do with a little more video time with me, then pop on over to my Patreon page. The link is given at the top of the Crystal Wolf Holistic Care page. And there's the link, and you can pop on over there and you can sponsor me to get extra video time. And that extra video time, the content is determined by the sponsors. So it really is your time. These videos are also available on YouTube, so go on there. Feel free to share them with anyone who isn't on Facebook, and just feel free to spread the word as far or wide as you can. And if you have any questions about anything, you know how to contact me. And if there's anything specific you would like me to cover in next week's video, again, you know how to contact me. In the meantime, enjoy the rest of your day, and I look forward to seeing you next week.